Hey, World Entertainment. And yet we get another story about Indiana Jones 5, which just makes you go, what was going on? As Indiana Jones 5 star Shaunette Renee Wilson asked for script changes over an offensive and a bit problematic scene. Yeah, we'll get into this because it's hilarious. So, this story contains spoilers for her character, nothing else. So, get ready for this crap. Shaunette Renee Wilson, who was in The Resident and Black Panther, have to say, don't remember her at all in Black Panther, landed the role of a lifetime when she was cast opposite Harrison Ford in his final disaster. Film. Indiana Jones film, that is. Wilson was handpicked by director James Mangold to play Agent Mason in the major summer flop. Sorry, that says release. My bad. After a Zoom meeting with Mangold, she was cast and didn't even have to audition. But when she received the script, she wanted to implement some changes. Bit of a double standard here, isn't it? She's getting praise now. She didn't have to audition. She had one meeting via Zoom call with the director. She receives the script and she immediately wants to implement changes. Yet Jenna Ortega, who was the star of Wednesday, made changes by saying Wednesday wouldn't say this and she wouldn't act like this, and she gets blasted by the media and writers saying how dare she change things. This character of Manson is in the movie for less than 15 minutes, but she's making changes. Wait till you hear how she says this. I was so jazzed. What do you think the chances that she really uses the word jazzed in day-to-day life? Or is it simply because she plays a black woman in the 60s that all of a sudden she's jazzed? Come on. So, I was jazzed, Wilson tells Variety, recalling her first reaction to receiving the script. I was quite impressed by a lot of things, but I also had thoughts and wanted to make input about my character in particular. Now that's interesting phrasing. But I had thoughts and wanted to make input about my character in particular, which means she didn't just want to input on her character. That's the main thing she wanted input on, but she wanted to put her stamp on other things. Right. And the brilliance and wonder of James Mangold is his ability to collaborate. And he heard me out, and he was very honest about it, and took what I said, and it was implemented in rewrites. So not just did she say, I want that changed, they changed it. And they're all like, oh, isn't she great for stepping up and saying this? Again, Jenna Ortega says, Wednesday wouldn't say this about a dress. Oh, she's problematic. Oh, that has been a wonderful part of this process. To actually be able to feel like you are integral and you have a point of view when it comes to what's being written. You remember the story about Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Cameron, Terminator? When Arnold says, I don't think the Terminator would say, I'll be back. He would say, I would be back. And James Cameron said, here's the thing, don't tell me how to write and I won't tell you how to act. And yet they're taking what she said and changing the script. Wilson spoke to Variety. I love this part. Wait till you hear this. Wilson spoke to Variety in May at the Cannes Film Festival, where Indiana Jones and the Disaster of a Movie had its world premiere, when she was honoured with a Variety's party, or at a Variety's party, with the Golden Globes as a breakthrough artist at the festival. That's not the funny part, this is. Due to the spoilery nature of her interview, Variety opted to publish this piece after the movie was released. This thing premiered over a month ago. And she immediately went out in interviews and started spoiling the whole movie. Even though it only premiered to critics. What a genius. Jesus Christ. So she says, well, I don't want to spoil too much. Apparently she did. But my character had a particular way of exiting the film, Wilson told Variety. And initially I found it to be a little too offensive and a bit problematic. And I was like, we probably don't need to say these words or have it done this way. And this is something I'm uncomfortable with. Praising Mangold's collaboration, Wilson added, he was like, you know what? You're completely right. I hear you. That's something I flagged as well. And we were able to work on that. So, the director of the movie, who would have been writing it as well, I believe he wrote some of it as well, flagged these concerns but didn't change them until you said, let's change them.
I think I can smell shite.
Yeah. Variety has reached out to Disney and Lucasfilm as well as representatives of Mangold for comment regarding the script changes. Reminiscing on her initial meeting for the film, Wilson says, funny enough, I didn't audition for this at all. I literally just had a meeting with James. He sent me the script. They were like, read this script, see what you think. Obviously, it's Indiana Jones, so I was going to do it no matter what. Now, you notice something there. It went, Variety reached out to Disney, Lucasfilm, and representatives Mangold regarding script changes. And then they just talk about how she got the role. I.e., no one commented on saying script changes. Funny that, isn't it? So in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster, Wilson's government agent character is shot dead by Nazi turned NASA scientist Jürgen Voller. Set in 1969, the film follows Indy and his granddaughter, who are on a mission to locate a device that could change the course of history, blah 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 blah. Speaking at Cannes, where the film premiered, Wilson was raving about her time on the film and working with the entire cast. I'm obviously in a wonderful group with Harrison Ford. This being his final, you're damn right it's his final, Indiana Jones, and having my stamp in history. Having my stamp in history. You are one of the worst characters in Indiana Jones history. You are a black female girl boss of the CIA who's actually working for the Nazis. Is that stupid? You don't realize you're working for the Nazis. You see them kill innocent people. You don't call it in. You don't try to arrest anyone. You don't capture Indiana Jones, which is your mission. You don't capture Helena Shaw. You don't retrieve the dial. And you get shot on a plane in the most ridiculous way, and then get told as you're taking your last breath, oh yeah, I'm actually called Voller, I'm a Nazi. You're also in what is now the worst Indiana Jones film ever made, and it's going to be a spectacular bomb. Yeah, you got a real stamp in history there, love. But isn't it interesting? So, I don't even know why this part is in this article of Variety reached out to Disney Lucasfilm representatives for comment regarding script changes. Because they don't say, no one got back to us. Or no one said, oh yeah, these are the changes we made. It's almost like there was no changes made. And you know what the most telling thing is about that? You want to know? They don't even tell you what apparently was the offensive and problematic scene. I doubt it was them dropping the N-word at her. It's a Disney movie after all. So there was probably no chance of that ever happening in it. So what was this problematic scene? What was so offensive? Don't know. They don't say. We're just told she went all girl boss and said, I have problems with this. Change it. And they went, absolutely stunning and brave woman of colour. Here you go. Here's your changes. I flagged it too, but I had to wait till you so stunningly and bravely stood up to me. The person who didn't have to audition is in the movie for less than 15 minutes and gets killed. Once again, Janet Ortega, the star of Wednesday, was problematic. What a joke. Anyway, that's this story done. So with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.